Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Bon Radio.
And it's time for Liftoff. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Come on.
0. Ignition.
Let's go.
Liftoff. Liftoff. 30 minutes after the hour.
We got it. Come on, come on, come on. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Fun Radio. It's a show with no name. It's the show. Let's go. All right, amigos. Welcome one, welcome all. It's the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Welcome to another exciting program. So much to do. We're gonna play. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna learn some English, among other things. Welcome to the show with no name. I'm your host, your teacher, your friend, your confidant, Alberto Alonso. And it is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you. We've got a really exciting show for you today. And I know we're going to have some fun. I was just taking a look at the script, and it looks awesome. Are you guys ready to rock? Welcome. Welcome to the show with no name. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And amigos, I know you know it, but it's right around the corner. We will be at Librería Alibri in Barcelona, calle Balmes 26. La fecha es el 16. That's right, guys. We are going to be at Librería Alibri, which, as I told you guys, is a classic, awesome bookshop. I've never been in person, but I was taking a look at it online, and it looks awesome. So to all our amigos in Barcelona, I'd love to see you. I know so many people have confirmed their attendance, su asistencia. So that's awesome. That's exciting. Oh, yeah. Hope to see you there if you can make it, if you live in Barcelona or in the area. It's June 16th. It's a Friday, this coming Friday. And it's at 6:30 p.m., calle Balmes 26, 26 Balmes Street. 6:30 p.m., and it's not going to be like a normal book presentation, like, let me tell you a little bit about our book. No, it's going to be a master class where you're going to laugh, you're going to have some fun, and you're going to play along with both of us. Oh, yeah, you can expect to participate. If you've been to any of my book launches, I get the audience involved. Hey, just like I do in my classes. You'll see there's a parallel. So if you can make it, it would be awesome to see you. Librería Alibri, Calle Balmes 26. And it's Friday, the 16th of June at 6:30 p.m. We'll be presenting This Book is the Shit to our amigos in Barcelona. And a big thank you to all of you who showed up at the book fair, the 3 dates here in Madrid. It was amazing to see you all. And the surveys are in. Han llegado las encuestas, the proverbial ones. And it seems like you guys are really, really enjoying the new book. You get it. Lo habéis pillado. And we're going to play with the new book today. Oh, yeah, of course we are. We're going to play with it in our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, amigos. All right. It is our pop quiz. And welcome to the pop quiz section over here. This is where we put you to the test. And I usually grab content from either my social media, Vaughn's social media, Kyle, Tosh, or one of our books. And of course, today we're going to take a look at This Book is the Shit. And don't let the title fool you. It means this book is awesome. And I'm going to give you 3 sentences today. Now, here's the deal. These sentences will all have the word shit in them. So we don't get censored. You can write it the way we wrote it in the book with an exclamation point. So SH exclamation point T. All right? And as I said, all 3 of these will have the word shit in them somewhere, but in most cases will have nothing to do with excrement or feces. As you remember, I think I've told you before, in the book, there's a piss chapter, a shit chapter, and an FUCK chapter. Why? I don't think you should be vulgar, but I do think you should be familiar with these words and get them. You know, at least if you hear them, understand the context. Because what you'll find is most of the time, if you say the word piss, you're not talking about urine. You're talking about, oh man, it's pissing down. Está lloviendo a cántaros, right? I'm pissed off. Estoy cabreado. Okay? I'm trying to think of another one right now. Oh, fun expression when somebody goes, hey, man, I'm really pissed off. You know what we used to say? It's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on. ¿Lo pillas? Bueno, son juegos de palabra. It's better to be pissed off, cabreado, que se te mean encima, than pissed on. All right, let's take a look. The first one, and give me all 3 together, please, because as you guys know, I love that you participate. I urge you to participate, but in an orderly fashion, right? If not, remember, your teacher gets confused by himself. So if you're, helping me out there, oh man, it's not going to end well. All right. So 3 sentences, they will all contain the word shit. If you don't want to be censored, put the exclamation point. Okay. The first one. Okay. Basta ya. Corta el rollo. No, ya está, ya te vale. Okay? That is number 1. Okay. The second one, Se va a liar una gorda. Se va a liar una gorda. ¿Ok? Las cosas van a ir de mal en peor. ¿Ok? And the last one, ¿ok? Estábamos borrachísimos en la fiesta. Estábamos borrachísimos en la fiesta. That is the third translation. So I'll repeat them for you again. The first one is corta el rollo, basta ya. Okay, ya te vale. The second one is se va a liar una gorda. That sounds really weird if you translate it literally. Se va a liar una gorda. And the last one is estábamos borrachísimos en la fiesta. And just a reminder, guys, you have QR codes throughout the book that you can scan, and it'll bring you to a video where you can look at different pronunciation things, such as the silent B.
Bueno, pues ya que hemos terminado, nos echamos un Tomb Raider y nos jugamos unas partiditas.
Is this your new friend, tu nuevo amigo, Tom Raider?
Tomb Raider, tío, el juego este
¿Quién
que
es
es
Tom?
de Lara Croft.
Oh, Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider, eso. Es que los ingleses tienen la manía de poner la B muda y es que no hay Dios que se aclare. Vale, vamos
Ingleses y americanos.
a ver. Y
ojo.
americanos. Sí.
Inglés no
queremos
soy.
ofender a nadie. ¿eh?
No.
Vale, o sea, vamos a ver la palabra dumb.
No, la B es muda. Dumb.
Dumb. Vale.
Don't be dumb, no seas tonto.
Vale. Don't be
Es como
dumb.
si fuera D-U-M. O sea, imagínate,
Muda.
quiero que cogéis esta lista de palabras y tacha la B en tu cabeza.
Vale.
Cross it out.
Vamos con ella, vale. Thumb. No.
Thumb.
Thumb.
Acaba con M,
Vale.
pura y dura. Thumb.
Vale. Numb.
I feel numb, too much is not enough. O la de I've become so numb. Linkin Park,
Sí.
numb, entumecido.
Entumecido.
No numb, sino numb.
Numb. Vale. Volvemos a Tomb Raider.
Tomb.
Tomb Raider. Vale. La tumba. Vale. Womb.
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 Donde naces. Bueno, estás en el womb de tu madre,
Ajá.
cuando eres un bebé.
Vale. Es como, no es el vientre, no es
El vientre, el saco, este es the womb.
Sí, vale.
Ujú.
Ok. Bomba.
Bomba, yo siempre tengo un truco para esta. Di, mi madre es la bomba.
My mom is the bomb.
Deben rimar.
My mom is the bomb.
My mom is the bomb.
Is the bomb. Vale, ok. Escalar.
Climb.
Climb.
No sabes las veces que he oído climber, ¿no?
Mm.
Climber.
Y si digo I'm climbing,
No, la B no.
nada.
Es que está ahí solo para confundir.
I'm climbing.
I'm climbing.
I'm climbing.
Ujú.
Vale, ok.
Ujú.
Peinarse.
Comb.
Comb.
You comb your hair with a comb.
You comb your hair.
También decimos peinar el desierto para buscar algo. To comb
Ajá.
the desert, to comb.
Vale, igual que nosotros.
No,
Vale.
en la película Spaceballs, Guerras
Sí.
de la Galaxia, es una
Ese
famosa-
chiste entraba en español porque
Y,
nosotros
y
también
funciona, ¿no?
peinamos.
¡Wow! Por
Sí.
fin un chiste que
Por fin.
funciona.
Sí, señor. Duda.
Doubt.
Doubt. No doubt. Vale.
Doubt.
Doubt. No doubt. No.
Yeah, doubt.
Doubt. Vale.
I doubt it.
Deuda.
Debt.
Debt.
Es
Vale.
D-E-T, la B fuera, debt.
Fuera. Completamente. Es un 100%.
Di esta
fuera.
frase. I doubt he has any debt.
I doubt he has any debt.
Dudo que tenga deudas.
I doubt he has any debt. Además es mucho más fácil realmente. Lo difícil es meter la B. O sea
Yeah.
que nos complicamos la vida para nada.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Es muy sutil.
La B no se pronuncia
Es-
tampoco. Subtle.
No, subtle.
Subtle. A ver si pueden encontrar más, porque seguro que hay más palabras con esa B muda. Y con todos estos vídeos lo que deberíais hacer es añadir a estas listas tus ejemplos en voz alta, aloud.
All right, amigos, there you go. Just a little snippet, un recorte, un trocito from this book is the shit. It's available now. You can get it at Grupo Von. Well, our website is Grupo Von, but you can get it at Von Tienda. You can get it at Amazon. You can get it at Casa del Libro and wherever fine books are sold. All right, let's go on over to our virtual chat room and see what we've got. Lutra. What's up, Lutra? Lutra says hi. No debería ser hi, hi. Born to Iron Man in the house. He says, morning, folks. How are the machines doing? It's funny because if you ask somebody that in English, they'd be like, the machines, you mean like the computers? I don't, ¿Cómo va la máquina? I love it. That's a bisbalismo, right? Bisbalismo. Kubla says, how's everything outstanding? Wait, I'm going to read it in the voice it should be read in. How's everything outstanding, human specimens? Great. Take me to your leader, Kubla. Despite the fact that I had cereal for breakfast, I'm full of beans. Very punny. Very punny, con mucha energía, and ready to give it the old college try. Kubla, starting off strong. Nice job. The old college try. Vamos a intentarlo. No perdemos nada. All right, let's see. Nihad. Nihad says, life is like a play. Nihad, you are getting poetic. This is going to be magical. I can feel it already. He says, life is like a play. It's not the length, but the excellence of the acting that matters. Good morning, Alberto and friends. Good morning to you, Nihad, and thank you for your wonderful contribution, as always. All right. It reminds me a little bit of Shakespeare. The world's a stage, and we are merely players. El mundo es un escenario y nosotros solo somos los intérpretes, los actores. The world's a stage, and we are merely players. All the world's a stage. If you haven't heard it, there's an FYI episode on Shakespeare. And you want to know something? It totally, completely, thoroughly blew my mind when I realized how many idiomatic expressions and words that are used in everyday English, Inglés común de cada día, that were coined by Shakespeare. Blew my mind. Totally blew my mind. So good old agitas cervezas. What? Shakespeare. Okay. Americanos lo pronunciamos así. Esa P suena como una B. Shakespeare. That's how I say it without even thinking about it. But don't shake the beer, because if you shake beer, you know what's going to happen. He who shakes beers will be covered in foam. Estará cubierto en espuma. All right. Let's take a look. I see we've got some students in the house participating in our pop quiz. Oh, there's Vero checking in. Vero says, morning, beautiful show with no namers all around the universe. Oh, Vero, you're going to love this upcoming episode of FYI. This week, we're going to take a look at the Milky Way, La Vía Láctea, and all its magic. The Milky Way. Some of us live here. Empiezo el capítulo así, digo, ahora conozco gente que no vive aquí. Right? I hope you guys enjoy the episode. As with every episode of Show with No Name or FYI, the first person who's got to learn is me. Okay, not the English part. I know that part. But I mean, learn about the topic I'm going to teach you about. And the excuse is to talk about that topic, but then I highlight the English along the way. That's the idea. So we're all learning, not just you, but I get to learn about a fascinating topic every week. All right, let's see. Kubla taking a stab at it, or as he said, giving it the old college try. The first one, shit it off. Nope. I like it. It makes, Kubla. In a logical world, it would make sense, but English lacks that logic. Carece de esa lógica. And the second one, it's going to shit it up. Nope. No, tampoco, eh? So I guess you guys don't really know your shit. Esto es buena frase. You know your shit. Sabes de lo que hablas. You don't know your shit when it comes to shit, it seems, guys. Well, that's precisely. We didn't do the chapters to be vulgar, believe me. Being vulgar is a cheap shot. Un golpe bajo. It's fácil. It's easy to be vulgar. But really understanding that the wild card, el comodín que es shit, piss, and fuck, creo que es un pecado no saberlo. I think it's a sin to not know it because we use it so often. Does that mean I'm proud of that? No. Does that mean we should ignore it and pretend the words don't exist? No. I think you should at least get them, right? And speaking of get, there's a chapter on get as well. And then Kubla, let's see if we can get the third one. 3 for 3 here. I have faith in you. He says, we were full of shit at the party. All right. You know what? I'm going to give it to you. I'm glad you made the effort, but just because I know you like the sound. Pero bueno, por el esfuerzo. But I know you like the sound. So there you go. No, espera. 3 times. Okay, but let's see if anybody else took a stab at it over here. Born to Iron Man says, oh shit. If I had this book as the shit, I'd answer today's pop quiz. I hope to enjoy it just tomorrow. In Amazon we trust. Oh, awesome. Glad to hear it. Born to Iron Man. Glad you got your hands on a copy. Let's see. Chris says, morning, Alberto and mates. What's up, Chris? She says, I hope the shit is not going to hit the fan. Sorry, I missed the other ones. I don't know if I'll be able to be in the bookshop on Friday. Oh, well, do what you can. If you can make it, great, Chris. If you can't, wonderful. But, Chris, that's the second one. Se va a liar la gorda. Okay? The shit is going to hit the fan. Great job, Chris. So we've solved the second one. We've got 3. The second one is the shit's going to hit the... Oh, man. Te doy un ejemplo, como siempre. When he finds out what you did to his car, the shit's going to hit the fan. ¿No? Piensa, mierda dando a un ventilador. Se despliega. Ahora, como si no estuviera mal así, ahora está propagándose por todos lados. So the shit's gonna hit the fan, okay? And have you guys seen, I know many of you have seen it, the movie Airplane? Aterriza como puedas. Very famous movie, Airplane. There's a scene where I don't remember what happens, but he says something like, when he finds out, the shit's gonna hit the fan. Y de repente corta, it cuts to a scene with a fan, un ventilador, and some shit flying through the air. Y eso es a visual gag, que yo no sé cómo lo tradujeron al español. So, all right, let's see. Kubla says, heck, I thought I knew my shit, but I see I'm full of shit. Well, Kubla, I'll tell you what. Totally native for that one, porque sí que ahí lo has controlado. Pensaba que sabía de lo que hablaba, pero veo que es fanorreo, que no lleva peso, no. He's full of shit, no hay que creerle, no es de verdad. All right, well, folks, I can't believe it. We haven't solved the first and the third one yet, but I know that we are going to figure it out sooner or later. But right now, we've got to take a quick commercial break. The good news, We'll be right back. We'll finish up our pop quiz. We've got spelling bee, homophones, jokes, famous birthdays, name that lyric, name that movie, double trouble. And I know I'm missing some. Did I say homophones? Well, either way, we've got all the sections up ahead and whatever else comes up. Lo que surja. All right, folks, we'll be right back with the second part of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to Test Your English. Oh, no. Wait, this isn't Test Your English. That's Ximena's show, right after this show. Okay, let me try that again. Welcome to Back to Basics with Tash Pasqua. Nope, that's not this show. Okay, I got it. Welcome to the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. No? All right. This is Jules Linatus, and welcome to Let's Get Random. No? Still? No, all right. Hi, this is Kyle Miller. Want to welcome you to Drive Time. Welcome, guys. No? Still not the show? Okay. Hey, all right, I got it. I know what show it is. Maria, ask her to ask him if he's told him. Welcome to No Excuses. I'm Fitz. I'm your teacher, Fitz. No? Okay. I'm going to get it right. I know I will. Okay. This is Dave Boys and the Salad. Hey. No. Oh, damn it. Looks like I'm a little bit lost here. Oh, I know why I can't remember the name of my show, because it doesn't have a name. Folks, this is the show with no name. All right, it's time for Say What? Say what? Say What soundbite on the show with no name. It's the Say What soundbite. It's up in your brain. The Say What soundbite. It'll drive you insane. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Say What soundbite here on the show with no name. I think this is a voice everybody in the world knows. And if you don't know this voice today, I mean, some days I'm like, nunca van a saber quién es esta persona. Today, I'll be shocked if you don't know whose voice it is. But that's not the important part. What I want you to do is sum up. We do a lot of different exercises here in the Say What soundbite. 1, sum up what you heard in your best English. Number 2, write down every word, right? And then if you practice that stuff aloud, well, even better. You're working on your speaking too. But remember, that part is entirely in your hands, amigos. All right, let's take a look at our Say What soundbite. Let's give it a listen. Is everybody ready? Grab a pen, grab a piece of paper, a notebook, wherever you jot things down. And here we go.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying.
All right. There you go, my amigos. I think everybody knows that voice. I know in the United States, when you hear that voice, either you get excited or let's put it this way, either you get turned on, te motiva, te excita, or you get turned off. There's no middle ground with that voice. No hay punto medio out here. He's like a Mourinho kind of guy. You either love him or you hate him, right? A polarizing figure. We need more of those. I'm not saying we need more of this guy, but figures who make people, whoa. Well, I'm just saying, just makes things interesting. Because right now, well, when I watch videos of the current situation, I'm like, oh no, what is going on? I mean, one of the requirements for being POTUS, President of the United States, was always being able to speak, right? At least that was the minimum. Not anymore. Oh, and being able to walk. And I'm not telling you guys I'm saying I feel bad. Me da penita, the current president. Why? That man should be in a nursing home. Debería estar en un centro de mayor. Come on. He should be playing moose or bridge or whatever they play. Bingo. You know, poor guy. Poor guy. Serious. I'm dead serious, you know. Anyway, I think everybody knows who this is either way. But that's not the objective. All right, here we go, my amigos. This is the second listen.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying.
All right, there you go, my amigos. That is the second listen. We're going to hear that an additional 2 times. But we still have to figure out the expressions with the word shit. I mean, you guys know your shit, but when it comes to shit, I guess it's a little bit more difficult, isn't it? Let's see. I got a lot of comments over here. Kubla says, would shut the freaking shit up? Nope. Never heard that. So, hey, I'm telling you to try. You're trying. That's great. And the second one, we got shit-faced. Kubla, you got the second one. Well, actually, the third one. O sea, teníamos 3. Vamos de 3 a 1. Let's go backwards. Al revés. So, estábamos borrachos en la fiesta. We were shit-faced. Cara de mierda. Yeah, I swear to God. We were shit-faced. Now, in the book, we give you another way to say it if you don't want to use the word shit. But you should understand, when somebody says that to you, they're not saying, I have literal poop on my face. They're saying, I'm drunk. So we were shit-faced at the party. A less, offensive way. We were hammered. We were drunk. We were plastered, right? We were inebriated. Choose the one you like the most. But just know, native speakers will say, man, you were shit-faced yesterday. All right? Shit-faced. That was the third one. The second one is, as Chris told us, the shit's going to hit the fan. Okay? The shit's going to hit the fan. Things are about to get worse if we don't want to be vulgar, right? Man, things are about to go nuts. Things are about to get out of hand. Salir de las manos. Pero a veces eso no vale. Because, you know, it's a shitstorm. ¿Te conoces esa? A shitstorm. Una tormenta de mierda. I don't think I have to explain it very much, do I? You know? So does anybody know the first one? All right. The first one was cut the shit. You can say cut the crap or just cut it out. So cut it out. Basta ya te vale. Cut the shit or cut the crap. Great job, guys. If you get the book and you take a look at that chapter, you will know your shit. Sabrás de lo que hablas. All right, let's see what you guys heard in our Say What soundbite. Kubla says, I heard an ex-POTUS who appears to be full of shit. He appears to be full of shit. Parece que está mintiendo. Discussing what he'd do if he had been in charge when Russia encroached Ukraine territory. Encroached on. Le falta la preposición, but great. Good job. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man. He says, who doesn't know who this guy is? He's more popular than La Charito. I don't even know who La Charito is. I guess that's the point. But talking about the topic of his speech, I reckon he was right in order to say Ukrainian and Russian people are dying daily. Good ear. Absolutely. Yes, it has something to do with what's going on over there. And yes, it's an ex-POTUS. And this guy's popular. Like I said, it depends, you know, if you're a fan or not. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just here to teach English, you know. I always tell people my political views, they don't really matter in the classroom, do they? I mean, they matter when I vote, but not, you know, I don't share that stuff with people. You might be able to guess, but I don't think so. And remember this, I don't categorize myself. Soy de izquierda, soy de derecha. Fuck off. Get to them. I'm not going to do that. I'm not, because I don't see myself as a black and white thing. So anybody who does that, so I just really in everything. And what does that mean? Because I know ser de izquierdas like in the 60s was very different than now. So I try not to define myself, period. Why? And why does it matter? You know, it matters when I vote. It doesn't matter in conversation. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. And it was funny because I did a survey on Twitter, una encuesta de estos. And I said, it was on voting day. I said, what party did I vote for? And I put the two biggest ones here, PP, PSOE. And then I put another one. And it couldn't have been more split. I think it was 25-25. O sea, 25 dijo PSOE. 25 said PP. And then 50 said uno de los otros. So I was like, hombre, DVD. People really don't know. And it's not important. I'm not here to influence people's. That's not me. You don't know me, right? I'm here to teach English and have fun and look at pop culture and things that are happening. Sure, I have my views, but they usually don't. They're not politicized. So if I don't like a company, like yesterday we talked about corrupt companies, I don't care if they donate to the Republicans or the Democrats. What I care is that are they doing good or are they screwing people over? In many cases, it's the latter, right? And guys, I will say that if you're sharing political opinions right now, I won't read them. I just said I'm not going to share them. I'm not interested in yours either. Okay? Just saying, hey, don't ask, don't tell, don't care. Okay? Keep it to yourself. Like a nice little protected secret. You know, you don't have to tell everybody everything you think. oh. Len is checking in. What's up, Len? Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Gracias. Thanks for being aboard the nonstop rocket ship called The Show with No Name. All right, does anybody else want to participate in that section? Anybody else want to share what they heard? Because if not, we've got to move into today's Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
That's right, folks. That's right. It is our Spelling Bee only on The Show with No Name. And as always, this is a section of the show where we take a look at some words. They're usually grouped together. Not usually. They're always grouped together. So there's always a common thread. Lo decimos igual, un hilo común, a common thread with all of these words. And more importantly, okay, if you guess the common thread, excellent. If not, cool. I just prefer you get the words and that you get them perfectly. Now, these words will be capitalized today, as usual. All right? Just to make things easier. We're going to capitalize these words, and they are 6 words, as always. The first time, I'm going to fly through them, and the second time, I'll be nice. Me voy a portar bien. Are you guys ready for today's Spelling Bee? This is round 1. The first word is SCHWEINSHAXE. The second one is WEISSWURST. The next one is BREZEN. The fourth one is SPATZLE. The fifth one is FISCHBROTCHEN. And the sixth one is SAUERKRAUT. Oh my goodness, I can't go too much faster than that, folks. Whoa. Let me give you a little clue over here. I think I've got a clue for you today. Let me see if I can find it. I think I prepared a little something for you. Ole! No, it's not Spanish music. It is not Spanish music, my amigos. It is from another country. I don't know if I did the accent right. All right, amigos, let's see if anybody figured it out over here in our chat room. Let's see. A couple comments. Cristina says, "Hi, Alberto. How are you?" Hello, Cristina. Welcome aboard. Let's see. Len says, "You're welcome. I'm glad to be here. Great to have you with us." Chris Valrol, participating in our Say What soundbite, she says, "This American man is giving a speech. He says something related with the suffering that people from Ukraine and Russia are enduring." Chris, that was awesome. You said a lot in a little. And I would say, lo único que cambiaría is related to. That sounds more natural. Related with, right? Related to the suffering. But what a great summary. Really good. You said everything and perfectly. Well, just that little preposition. Pesky prepositions. Machus, hey, she says, "Hi, wacky, happy crew. What's up, Machus? Welcome aboard." All right. Let's take a look here. It looks like we might have some people who have figured out our our spelling bee. Let's see. The first person to participate is our amigo Born to Iron Man. Let's take a look. Born to Iron Man. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The third one is perfect. The fourth one is also perfect. The fifth one, you nailed. And number 6. Is also correct. Nice job, man. What? Wow. Excellent job. I can't believe it. Wow. Also, we got some other students. I'm not going to check them individually, but they look right at first glance. Kubla and Chris right on his heels. Right on his heels, my amigos. All right. So wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. We're going to do round 2 over here. Cristina says, too fast. Don't worry, Cristina. Round 2 is for you. Absolutely. Round 2 is for everybody. Round 1 is, man, you got to practice to get it on round 1. Believe me, even me as a native speaker, if I haven't had coffee yet, I'm not going to get it on the first round. And if the person doesn't speak clearly, so Cristina, I expect you to participate here on round 2. Kubla says, it looks like a list of what to eat at Oktoberfest. Chris as well says, Oktoberfest. Well, yes, these have to do with Munich, because today, in 1158, 1158, the city of Munich was founded today. So I figured we could take a look at some Bavarian delicacies. No? Lo malo, chicos, chicas? We're going to be hungry after this section. I can tell you right now, because we're going to talk about some yummy food. And then you're going to want to wash it down with a beer as well. See, this is a slippery slope. Esto no tiene fin. This is a slippery slope. Let's see. Nihad says, my take is not my political opinion. It is only a summary of what I have heard. Nihad, I didn't see a comment, or I would have read it. So I don't know if you were censored by YouTube, but or Facebook or wherever you're participating from, but I did not see your comment. So I don't know what comment you are referring to. Chris says, when you played that polka, I remembered Steve Urkel. It's not polka. I searched for Bavarian music, Chris. I don't think it's polka. Is it? I don't know. They use accordions too in Bavaria, in Munich. And I've been there. Munich's a beautiful city. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Well, let's go through our words. This is round 2. The first one, y vete, vamos a ver cómo lo pronunciamos también. But we'll learn how to talk about the different ingredients and things in English, okay? Salty, salado, si es dulce, esponjoso. We'll take a look at all that jazz, okay? Here we go with round 2. The first Bavarian delicacy is SCHWEINSHAXE. The second one, WEISSWU. Esa es difícil. WUWRST. The third one, BREZEN. Okay. The fourth one, SPATZLE. The fifth one is FISCHBROTCHEN. And the sixth one is SAUERKRAUT. All right, amigos, those are your spelling bee words. You know what I think we're going to do since we only have about a minute or two before our commercial break? We'll take a look at these words after the commercial break, and I'll leave you with our homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, it's homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. Show with no name. Show it home, 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 home. Show it no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. Our homophones only on the show with no name. And as always, I'm going to give you two words. I want to know what the words are and if they sound the same or not. The first word is gorila. También lo usamos para decir un tipo grande que está en la puerta de una discoteca. Yeah. So the first word, gorila. So similar, I'll give you this. It's a recognizable word, gorila. And the second word I want you guys to give me is guerrilla, which is actually a Spanish word. So that's crazy. The first word, gorila. The second word, guerrilla. What are those words, and do they sound exactly the same or not? We'll take a look at the answer to that and much more when we come back, my amigos. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the second half of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. Just a couple reminders. You can join Damian Moya and yours truly, un servidor, in Barcelona. We'll be at Libreria Alibri, which is located right near the center of Barcelona, near the station. I know, I checked. It'll be this Friday, June 16th at 6:30 p.m. Join us for an amazing presentation at Libreria Alibri. Also, I just want to remind you, you've got the 20 hasta el 20. If you're thinking of signing up for our summer intensive courses, and I highly recommend them, you can get a 20% discount until the 20th of June. That's right, a 20% discount, but only till the 20th. So if you're interested, don't waste any more time. It's a great deal, and you won't regret it. As many of you know, before I started on the radio and on TV and writing books, I started teaching. And I was teaching in company classes. I was teaching children. I was doing weekends. I was doing residentials. And I love the summer intensives. I would go into the office and be like, hey, when do we know the dates for the summer intensives? And I would plan my summer around them. I used to love working those summer intensives. All right, let me give you guys our Say What soundbite, because we've got a lot of stuff to do. So let me give you the Say What soundbite here for the third time. Please write down what you hear.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying.
All right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the third listen. The good thing is, I think the person speaks pretty clearly, right? You don't have too much difficulty understanding what the person is saying. So I expect you guys to be able to figure it out. And speaking of, we've got somebody who figured it out. Give it up for Kubla. Great job, Kubla. Wonderful job over there. Kicking butt and taking names. Kicking butt and taking names. All right, well, what else? We've got to look at our homophones as well. All right, I gave you two words. The first word was gorila, which, again, is a word that you'll recognize. Stop monkeying around. Deja de hacer el mono. Stop monkeying around, okay? Come on. Seriously, guys, I'm trying to explain this. Man, I got a monkey on my back. What? Una adicción. Bueno, tener el mono. Wait a second. Did we just discover a connection there? All right, well, either way, we're not talking about monkeys or apes. Esa la aprendí de la película, Planeta de los Simios. I'm like, tiene que ser apes en inglés. You know what I mean? Is de cajón. So remember, you don't even have to watch the movie sometimes. Just if you know the title, you're like, seems interesting. All right. So the first word is gorilla. Gorilla. Say it with me because it's strange. It doesn't it's recognizable, but it doesn't really sound the same. You say gorilla, gorilla, and we say gorilla, gorilla. So very different vowel sounds, and the spelling is different as well. And the first person to participate is Born to Iron Man. And those are the two words, Born to Iron Man. And he says they sound alike. Kubla agrees, and so does Chris. Interesting. Interesting stuff over there. All right. So right now, it's unanimous. You guys are telling me the word gorilla, a kind of big ape creature. Forgive my knowledge of gorillas. I don't know much about them. Bueno, también la película Gorillas in the Mist, right? It's a famous movie based on a story of a scientist. I don't remember. I remember seeing it when I was a kid. So gorilla. All right. And the second one, these, fighters, these freedom fighters that are kind of like an unofficial army. You know, like these clandestine armies. What are they called? Well, these warriors, these fighters, these soldiers, call them what you want, are called guerrillas. So, ¿qué si tenemos uno que es grande? Vamos a decirlo, vamos a decir, ese guerrilla es un gorila. That gorilla is a gorilla. Absolutely. In English, pronunciado a la americana. Yep, that's right. Pronunciado a la americana. That is definitely a homophone. The word gorilla and gorilla. Now, I know I'm not going to teach you how to pronounce it in Spanish. You know how to pronounce guerrilla. But in English, just know if you know how to pronounce the word gorilla, then you also know how to pronounce the word gorilla. All right, let's take a look at our spelling bee. I'm just warning you guys, if you're hungry, now's a good time to grab a bite to eat because, what can I say? We're going to talk about some yummy food. And forgive my pronunciation. The first one is Schweinschacks. 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 And the amazing thing is I've had it. When I was in Munich with my wife, we ordered it. Now, this is a Spanish delicacy as well. You say it codillo, you call it, right? It's pork knuckle. We say nudillo. We call it pork knuckle, okay? And, oh, man, what I love about it, and I love the Spanish one too, but the German one has got like a crispy skin, kind of like pork rinds, como torretnos, like that crisp. Oh my God. I'm looking at it right here, and it just looks amazing. And if you ever go to Oktoberfest and you don't have this, or you go to Munich, unless you're a vegan or a vegetarian, obviously, then you can just have the sauerkraut. Chucrut, you call it? Sauerkraut. Eso es la sexta. Vamos a ver, siempre me olvido. It's a lot of people put it in the United States on hot dogs. Chucrut, yeah. It's fermented cabbage. And that's a very common dish. And that dish, that delicacy, has made it over to the United States as well. So, sauerkraut. I've given you now the first one and the sixth one. So they go well together, huh? And some nice roasted potatoes. Anybody getting hungry? And some gravy, un poco del jugo ese. Oh, man. But the only thing is, try pronouncing Schweinschacks. Schweinschacks. No sé si se pronuncia esa E al final o no. The next one is Weisswurst. Weisswurst. If you know the word blanco in German, and you know the word sausage, well, Wurst, like bratwurst, right? Wurst, W-U-R-S-T, salchicha. So a Weisswurst is a white sausage. Now, I gotta be honest with you. I like, what is the one from Butifarra? I love Butifarra. It's so delicious. But this is like a raw. Es como una Butifarra, como hervida, boiled. It's not my style. I got to be honest. This one, I like it like, grilled a la parrilla, but it reminds me, at least visually, of Butifarra, which is like a Catalan sausage, right? The next one, Brezen. Brezen. Now, what is Brezen? Brezen, I didn't know this, and I should have learned this. This should have been the first thing I learned when I went to Germany. And I've been to Frankfurt, I've been to Berlin, I've been to Munich. Brezen, pretzels. Oh my God. I think, like, when I go to Germany, do you know what I do? The first thing I do when I get to the airport, besides take a picture of the planes and all of that stuff, the first thing I do is I go get a fresh pretzel. I don't care if it's at the airport. I get a fresh pretzel. And I always end up bringing some back to Madrid as well. I'm addicted to pretzels. I love them. And there are pretzels and there are pretzels, like with everything. You can get frozen pretzels that they sell you in New York City, the street vendors, or you can go to a nice German bakery and get like a hand-rolled pretzel. It's just, oh man, my mouth is watering. Well, the word is Brezen. Brezen. The next one is Spatzel. Spatzel. These are German egg noodles. And it's interesting because it looks like penne pasta. And basically, it's got, what else has it got in it? Flour, substituted with beer. Of course, they put some beer in it. Why not put a little beer in everything, right? Whatever, drink some, throw some in the dish. That's the German philosophy, right? Spatzel. All right, that looks more Italian, though. When you look at it, you're like, well, you guys kind of got, that one's got some Italian influence there. The next one, fish brochen. Now, you can already tell the word fish, parecido al inglés, no? Pescado. And it's a simple fish sandwich. Usually it's served with onions, pickles. Anybody getting hungry? Pickles, pepinillos, horseradish sauce, rábano, you say, horseradish, ketchup, and they usually use herring. My dad, who's with us right now, he loves herring. In the north of Europe, they can't get enough of this fish, arenque. Yeah. So this is like Dad, you would love this. I'm looking at this right now. My dad would destroy this thing. It's like a nice soft roll with some lettuce and some onion and some fresh herring. I told you were going to get hungry. And you know what you're going to need with that pretzel, salty, the herring? You're going to need to wash it down with an ice cold beer. And remember, if it says hell, me acuerdo de esta lección. I was in a German chino, an alimentación, a little German shop on a corner shop, we could say, a convenience store, a corner shop with my German friend Thomas. And I was like, oh, I want to try different beers because there was a whole wall of them. I said, well, as a beer lover, let me get a couple different ones. And I was like, dude, look at this one. This one's hardcore. And it said hell beer, del demonio, del infierno. And I'm like, whoa, this is pretty hardcore. And he goes, oh, no, my friend. Hell means light. I was like, oh, no, I don't want that one. Light beer. So si pone hell, es el inverso, que es el más suave. Pero claro, if you see it, you're, whoa. All right. Well, my amigos, there you go. I hope you enjoyed our little trip to Bavaria, a very lovely area with some good food as well. And now it's time for the section we call Name That Movie. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie only on the show with no name. And now I've got the hiccups. Whoa, from drinking all that beer and eating all that food. I don't know if it's indigestion, heartburn, ardor de estómago, or I don't know. Hey, it could be any number of things. But man, I think we ate too much. I'm going to need some Pepto-Bismol. You call it Almax. So we call it Pepto-Bismol. O sea, eso que te salva después de pasarte. Yeah. La marca, I know. I've seen it here in Spain. Tómate un omeprazole. Well, no. What I understand is if you're going to a barbecue and you know you're going to eat a lot of different foods that your stomach's not used to, especially as an older person like I am these days, you can take a preventative omeprazole. But if you get there too late, then you need the Almax. Well, we've got the same thing. Our Almax is, what is the word? Almax is Pepto. Or Pepto-Bismol, que viene de pepsin en el estómago. So, yeah, we've got it everywhere. Why? Because indigestion is a real thing. Heartburn is a real thing. And I said I've got the hiccups. ¿Te suena eso? Hiccups. The hiccups. All right, let's see. We've got to go to the movies. Everybody grab your popcorn and let's see what we've got for you today. My dad's with us at the movies checking in. What's up, Dad? Good morning. Len says, I love torreznos. I'm getting very hungry. Len, you've been warned. And you know how much I love torreznos? You know where my wife's family's from? Okay, probably a lot of you guys know Burgos, right? Because I've told you before. But her dad's side of the family is from Soria. Hello. Best. So basically, In my home, we have amazing torreznos, pork rinds, que normalmente pork rinds, si piensas en ellos, son como los de bolsa, right? But these are like real, no tiene, there's no comparison, as we say, no tiene color. You say, there's no comparison here. And morcilla, blood sausage from Burgos. So yeah, yummy. Hey, Len, are you getting now I'm sure, now I know you're hungry. Vegetarians, sorry. I talk about what I like the same way I would expect you to talk about what you like. Let's see. Kubla says, we can tell you studied dramatic arts. Well, Kubla, I've got to say, and my dad can second the motion here, I've been imitating people and doing voices since I could speak. So even before I studied dramatic arts, I was imitating my mother, my father, the preacher on TV, and whoever else had an interesting tone of voice or something. And now I'm teaching you guys how to improve your English also by listening and repeating and replicating perfectly what you hear. And that is more important, I think, than knowing how it's spelled. Yes, I want you to write things down, but really I want you to be able to say them first and foremost. All right, let's take a look at today's Name That Movie over here. Here is your trailer. I'm going to leave out the person's name because if I put in the name, it's too easy. Okay, so 1 year after a young boy, I'll just say that. Later we'll say his name. 1 year after a young boy was left home alone and had to defeat a pair of bumbling burglars, he accidentally finds himself stranded in New York City. And the same criminals are not far behind. Now, I didn't tell you his name, but I told you the title. So today it's a giveaway. Está regalado hoy. Te lo he soplado. I just said the title, right? So now I'll say his name mientras lo explicamos aquí. 1 year after Kevin McAllister, ¿te suena Kevin McAllister? Kevin from Home Alone? Yes. 1 year after Kevin McAllister was left home alone and had to defeat a pair of bumbling es como tonto, se caen uno encima del otro. Bumbling, que no son bobos. Let's see. Ineptos, torpes, inútiles. They're bumbling burglars. And a burglar es alguien que quiere entrar en tu casa, ladrón. Okay? These bumbling burglars, mira, no soy el único que le gusta aquí the alliteration, and had to defeat a pair of bumbling burglars, he accidentally finds himself stranded in New York City, and the same criminals are not far behind. So, Chris Van Rol, let's see, Chris is taking a stab at it over here. Chris says, the flick is Home Alone. You're missing a number there, Chris, but you're on the right track. Home Alone 2, that's right. And Chris says, I love Torreznos too. In Soria, of course. Yeah, guys, that's one of the beautiful things about Spain. Like, what do you like? Eso en Vigo. Oh, you like the el pulpo? That's you like the other thing. Oh, sidra. That go over to, like, what do you like? And then you could go to the place where you need to order that. And Spain is just amazing. You have an amazing, not just cultural diversity, but you can see it in the gastronomy as well. And I always say it. I feel lucky to live in this country because I feel like it's wonderful. Okay, I know that's not popular opinion. I know we're supposed to complain about it, but again, a lot of people wake up looking for, things to complain about. I see it on Twitter every morning. This guy, I don't like this, I hate this and this. And I'm like, wouldn't the world be a lot nicer, your world, I mean, if you thought about the things that made you smile, not the things that you don't like? But hey, to each his own. Cada uno lo suyo. I guess everybody does things their way. All right, Kubla also has got it. He's got it, the full title, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. That's right, folks. let's take a look at the scene over here. Buzz McAllister says, okay, everybody calm down. Calm down. Do you hear the L? ¿Oyes la L de calm? No. Escucha. Everybody calm down. Calm, like mom. Everybody calm down. Calm down. Hey. All right. Now, if Kevin hadn't screwed up in the first place, again, and Chris Valrol, you used this word before, I think, to screw up, cagarla, ¿no? Meter la pata. If Kevin, no solo con la boca, pero haciendo alguna cosa que has metido la pata. So proverbially, in the proverbial sense as well. So if Kevin hadn't have screwed up in the first place, again, y dice hadn't have. If it's hadn't, see, this is the thing. If you look at how Americans speak and use certain conditionals, you're going to learn it wrong. A lot of Americans say, I would have gone if you would have gone. No, I would have gone if you had gone. Y no voy a corregir un nativo, but just letting you guys know. All right, so he says to screw it up in the first place. En primer lugar, de nuevo, again. Then we wouldn't be in this most perfect and huge hotel room. Vamos a pronunciar esa palabra. No es hotel, it's hotel. In this huge hotel room with a truckload, un camión lleno de, a truckload of all this free stuff. Todas estas cosas gratis. So I think it only fair that Kevin get Kevin get to open the first present. Que Kevin pueda abrir el primer regalo. And then I'll go. And the rest of you. And so on. Entonces iré yo, mi turno, luego tú, y etcétera. Etcétera, another way of saying it is, and so on, or and so on and so forth. And then he tosses a package to Kevin. To toss es lanzar. He tosses him a package. Y vamos a pronunciar esa palabra porque ese age no es age, es age, como puente. There's a package under the bridge. Age. There's a package under the bridge. No package. Package. Age. Bridge. Cuanto antes ponemos age para age, lo tenemos, okay? That's in This Book is the Shit, if you haven't seen it. And Buzz says, Merry Christmas, Kevin. The British say, Happy Christmas, Happy Christmas. If you didn't know that, well, then you haven't seen the Christmas chapter of the book. I recommend you take a look at it around the holidays. But there was so much that we could deal with when it comes to Christmas that we decided to do a Christmas chapter in This Book is the Shit. And Kevin says, thanks, Buzz. Gracias, Buzz. And Peter is about to say something. He's about to say, Merry Christmas, Kevin. And the entire family applauds. No, aplaude. So remember this, the verb to applaud, el sustantivo aplausos, applause. So they applauded him. There was a lot of applause. And he says, Merry Christmas, Kevin. And Uncle Frank says, okay, Kevin, all right, Merry Christmas. And Buzz says, okay, enough of this gooey es como pegajoso, pero no tanto. Aquí quiere decir como pastelero. This gooey show of emotion. All right, everyone? Por favor, todos? And then he says something that we've looked at. We looked at it in the cooking episode of FYI, and it's dig in. And dig es cavar, but to dig in is a comer. And he says that expression. He says, let's dig in. Is it me, or are we really talking about food excessively today? I think it's because I'm starving, like Hank Marvin, as the British would say. All right, well, folks, I'll tell you what. We've got to go to our final commercial break. I can't believe it. We'll be right back with the rest of today's show. I can't promise that food won't come up. Que no surgirá el tema de comida. I can't promise it. I can promise that you're going to have a blast and learn some English with us in the fourth and final part of today's show. So stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. So much to do in this part of today's show. We've got Double Trouble. We've got Say What Soundbite. We've got jokes, famous birthdays, Name That Lyric, and so much more. Thank you so much for joining us today and every day, and for bringing the magic. You guys rock. Yeah. Don't forget, after today's show, you've got Ximena's program, Test Your English, followed by the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy and their antics, sus payasadas, followed by Tosh. She's a terrific teacher, and she'll bring you back to basics. Then you can get random with Jules Linares. Then you got Guy and Western Civilization, followed by Dave Boys and The Salad. And finishing off our day of live programming, you've got Kyle Miller and Drive Time. Download our free app, and you'll never miss an episode of your favorite shows. Oh yeah, Vaughn Radio. Folks, it's time for Double Trouble. Double Trouble, baby. Come on. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble, only on the show with no name. And today we have got a double trouble. What does that mean? That means you have to use the same word twice. So I don't mean the same word 4 times. 2 pairs of words that you're going to have to use today. And if it's normally difficult, well, I don't even want to talk about how difficult it's going to be today. But as always, it's doable, right? It's doable. Es asequible. I know you guys can handle it. All right? So here we go. El tío que está a punto de cruzar la calle le gusta travestirse. I didn't know the verb. I knew the noun, right? So el tío que está a punto de cruzar la calle le gusta travestirse. Okay. So that word in English, careful with that word because we would say trans, not transvest, right? Transvest. Reminds me of what's it? The Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm just a sweet transsexual. Excellent movie, by the way. So there's an example of somebody who le gusta travestirse. Okay, from that classic musical. So el tío que está a punto de cruzar la calle. Perdona, la calle en un vestido. Oh, I totally left that part out. Perdona. Ahora sí. Ahora te he dado que esa palabra es importante, vestido. All right, so el tío, sorry, my bad. El tío que está a punto de cruzar la calle en un vestido le gusta travestirse. That is your double trouble. Also, I've got to give you your say what soundbite, folks. Jot this down.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying.
All right. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. That is your Say What soundbite. We'll take a look at who that is and what that person is saying in just a little bit. But we're going to take a look at our double trouble and see if anybody has stepped up to the plate. Great expression comes from baseball. To step up to the plate is cumplir cuando te toca, right? Step up to the plate, cumplir, dar el paso, I think would be a good way to say it. If you step up to the plate, it means you're ready to bat, right? Home plate. Remember, there's an FYI episode on baseball. 2 episodes and chock full of idiomatic expressions. Okay, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, poor burglars. They were in the shit again. Yeah, in the shit sounds a little bit, it doesn't sound native, but I like that you're trying to use it. You know what I would say? They were SOL, again, que también sale en el libro, en ese capítulo. They were shit outa, que sería out of luck. Se les agotó la suerte. Se quedaron. Entonces, esa hasta se puede abreviar. What does that mean? That means you're SOL. ¿Qué significa eso? Significa que pues, estás jodido. No tienes, you know? So, you're SOL. You're shit outa, out of, pero como lo pronunciamos todo junto como una, outa. You're shit out of luck, man. Que ya. Alberto, I got here 5 minutes late. Can you open the door? You're shit out of luck. They close at 6 o'clock. It's really strict. Right? Como sorry, no te puedo ayudar. Pero se puede decir las letras SOL. But I love what you're doing, Born to Iron Man. That's the idea. Born to Iron Man also says Macaulay Culkin, or you know how Spanish people pronounce his name. Oh, yeah, it's quite different. We say Macaulay Culkin. And he entered our lives when he starred in Home Alone. No doubt about it. And no, well, I remember him too in another movie before with John Candy. Uncle Buck. I think he was in Uncle Buck, and he was great. I mean, I was like, this kid's funny, this little kid. And there you go. I guess I wasn't the only one who thought that. Len says, there's no one like you. Did you want me to sing it, Len? Like the Scorpions. All right. Let's see. Kubla's taking a stab at our double trouble. Let's see if he's got what it takes. He says the guy who's about to cross the street in a dress likes to cross-dress. Nailed it. All right. So that is awesome. The guy who's about to, estar a punto de, the guy who's about to cross the street in a dress likes to cross-dress. So to cross-dress significa vestirse con otra ropa, right? To cross-dress. And you can call that person a cross-dresser. As I said, now, you know, it's kind of commonplace, but in New York, it's nothing new. We invented it. You know what I mean? I think in New York, you know, we used to see cross-dressers and, you know, all kinds of interesting characters at the clubs, las discotecas. So I think you too, right? La movida madrileña. It's not new. I don't think it's like a new thing here. But yes, to cross-dress, to dress in clothes of a different gender. And remember, genre is género de película, right? And gender is male or female. All right, amigos, there you go. And excellent job. Chris Valrol, you got it as well. Nice job, Chris. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, I'm going to reward you guys with some amazing jokes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Well, today I figured we'd talk a little bit about gymnastics. Why? Well, I think I've got a little gymnast on my hands over here with my daughter. She loves rolling around. She loves to tumble. Toma palabra, tumble. Caerse. Bueno, no, porque you can say he took a tumble, se cayó. But if you do it on purpose, es dar una voltereta, rodar, revolcarse, right? So kids like to tumble. It rhymes with the word mumble. Do you know the word mumble? Right now, I'm mumbling. I'm not really opening my mouth. If you don't really speak clearly, you don't enunciate, you're mumbling, right? And when kids are little, it's a good way to remember it. They mumble and they tumble. No, they roll around, they tumble everywhere. And, well, I figured we could take a look at some gymnastics jokes today. And, you know, I had my sister. I had, in fact, a lot of experience with gymnastics because I used to go to tournaments and things like that because my sister was a gymnast for many, many, many years. And as you can imagine, I never made the team. I don't know why. They said that, you know, I didn't have the right build. Constitución, you know. Maybe it was the moobs. ¿Sabéis lo que son moobs? Man boobs, tetas de hombre. Maybe they say, well, man, when you roll or when you tumble, well, your moobs are going to shake. All right, let's take a look at gymnastics. So I got to say, I have utmost respect, maxima, utmost respect for gymnasts. And I know that it's a tough life. My sister was never professional, but just, you know, going every week, it was a big physical effort. And I mean, it's great. It reminded me a little bit of martial arts. You know, you're testing your body, your mind, you're trying to go further each time, right? So there's a certain psychological aspect. And I love watching the floor routines. You know, the ones when they're on the floor, on the mat, as we call it. Okay, so what trick did the gymnast do to impress his father-in-law? Okay, so this guy was a gymnast. He wanted to get married, but, you know, he wanted to get permission from his father-in-law, at least get his blessing, su bendición. So what trick, he decided, well, I'm going to do a trick. And, you know, if he likes it, well, maybe he'll let me marry his daughter. He'll give me his blessing. And he says, what trick did the gymnast do to impress his father-in-law? Easy. He bent over backwards. No? To bend over backwards? You get it? I think you have a similar expression in Spanish. Well, to bend over backwards, do you say hacer el pino puente? Is that, I mean, it's a thing and it's a thing. It's a figurative thing and it's a literal thing in Spanish too. So you get it? He bent over backwards. Hizo todo lo posible. Hizo el pino puente. He bent over backwards. Viene del verbo to bend. Bend, bent, bent, right? And we've got a lot of different things when we're talking about gymnastics. We've got a somersault, which is una voltereta. You've got a handstand, donde te pones de pie, el pino, I think you say, en las manos. A headstand, a handstand, a somersault, que es un vuelta carnero, voltereta, salto mortal, it says here. A somersault. Then you've got a cartwheel, que es literalmente la rueda de un carrito, que es pirueta de lado, voltereta lateral. So pretty interesting here, huh? How these words are all kind of words that have to do with gymnastics, but they can teach us about other things. Kubla, great. Tumbleweed, planta rodadora. Excellent. You get a totally native for that one in there. Excellent. So to bend over backwards, hacer el pino hizo todo lo que posible. Okay. What does a gymnast put on their popcorn? ¿Qué pone alguien que hace gimnasia en sus palomitas? Easy. Somersault. I just told you the word. Were you paying attention? So se escribe somersault, pero se dice somersault. Sal de verano, somersault, que es salto mortal. Vuelta de campana. What do they put on their popcorn? Somersault. Okay. All right. Hey, what can I say? I thought it was funny for a split second. No? A split second? Un segundito, por una fracción de un segundo. But what is that second meaning of split? Pues split también es dividir. But a split in gymnastics is hacer un spagat, right? Hacer un spagat. So I thought it was funny for a split second. Can you do a split? Bueno, piénsalo, te divides el cuerpo por la mitad. You split your body in half. All right. Just one more joke here, okay? So my bank recently called me. Sometimes they call, they follow up. And they told me that I had an outstanding balance. And I replied, thank you. I've never done gymnastics at all. And when I hung up, I thought that was really nice of them. How kind. No. I had an outstanding balance. No? Okay, my bank recently called me to inform me that I had an outstanding balance. Now, your balance is the amount of money you have left. You say saldo. I used to always mix up saldo and sueldo, right? Your saldo. The amount of money you have left is your saldo. Your balance in English. And outstanding es que en rojo. Okay, pendiente. You have an outstanding balance. Que debes dinero, básicamente, okay? And, well, when he said I had an outstanding balance, I said, thank you. I accepted the compliment. And I told him, even though I've never done gymnastics in my life, I really appreciate that. And I thought it was a really nice compliment. And outstanding balance is money that you owe, right? That you're in the red. Your balance is the money you have, sin la palabra outstanding. Pero también balance es equilibrio. And outstanding es genial. So, debes dinero, estás en descubierto, I think you say. You have an outstanding balance. Or you have an outstanding balance. Wow. ¿Cómo usas el equilibrio? All right, amigos, those jokes are not the greatest jokes. They're not worth celebrating, but we will see who's celebrating a birthday today on Famous Birthday Trivia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. You know it. It is Famous Birthdays, and today we're going to be looking at three. As always. You're like, ¿qué? ¿Y qué? Let me finish. 3 controversial figures. 3 people that are loved or hated. There's no middle ground. Again, I think these people make life interesting. I'm not that polarized myself. As I said, I don't even consider myself left or right wing on, we would have to talk about what that means, and we would have to talk about the issue in question before I say, I'm left, I'm right, because the TV says it, right? Okay, yeah, but I'd rather use critical thinking and say, I disagree with that, and I don't care what, once you realize that they're all kind of working for the same people, right? All right, well, this guy believed that, and he was anti-capitalist. He was Marxist, so I don't know, capitalism, Marxism, we're talking about 2 extremes here. And as I always say, extremes are never good. I learned about this guy because of a Rage Against the Machine t-shirt. He was a Cuban guerrilla, Argentinian, argentinos, an Argentinian Cuban physician, author, and guerrilla. No sé es porque si estaba peludo. I mean, guerrilla, which we looked at today. And everybody knows him. There are movies about him with Benicio del Toro. If you don't know who this is, okay, go back to bed. Number 2, this guy was and still is a very famous singer. I remember he was one of the first singers that I saw cross-dressing, right? Dressing in women's clothes. And I remember my grandfather looking at the album cover of the Culture Club. I still remember sitting at the table with him and being like, she's pretty. I'm like, she's a he. I said, wow. And he was like, oops. But I'll never forget, come a chameleon. You come and go, you come and go. And then he's got, do you really want to hurt me? And so many other songs. And yes, that's where I got the idea for cross-dressing in today's Double Trouble. Ajá. And this guy, este tío los supera a todos, por lo bueno y lo malo. Es un pieza. This guy is definitely what we would say a piece of work. Love him or hate him. And I'm not going to share my opinion there. But the 45th POTUS of the United States of America. And regardless, he's had a lot of problems, and it seems like people don't like him, at least the authorities, but he's got a huge following. So we'll see. Like I said, it makes things interesting. I'll say that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got some winners. Please give it up for Kubla and Chris Valrol. Number 1, Ernesto Che Guevara. Number 2, Boy George. And number 3, Donald Trump. Les supera a todos. He trumps them all. And he was in Home Alone 2. Today's Name That Movie. And this is Donald Trump recently. He was on an interview on CNN. And we know that if you know a little bit about American media and politics, they hate each other. CNN is like Barca and Trump is Madrid. I'm not saying I'm using an example, and they hate each other. Okay. I think it's even worse. I think consider it more like 2 countries. It's Argentina and England. There you go. Oh, whoa. Ahora se ha puesto serio. And so he was on an interview there. And again, I'm not going to share my opinion. I think the guy's more than anything a loudmouth, un bocazas. But the woman, the reporter who after that, she didn't get positive reviews. And what happened was she said something like, and who do you want to win the war in Ukraine? And he's like, I don't want a war. I want it to be over. She goes, yeah, but who do you want to win? Do you want? And he's like, this is not a video game. Like he was looking at her like, what do you mean? Who do I want to win? I want it to be over. That's what I want. And I thought it was a great answer. Again, I'm not saying I agree with this guy's political views, but he says, if I'm president, I'll have that war settled in 1 day, 24 hours. Again, you can believe that or not. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. He's talking about Zelensky and Putin. So strengths and weaknesses. Muy importantes esas dos palabras. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled, resuelto. It'll be over. And she kept saying, yeah, but who do you want to win? Como que no dejaba como si fuera como un partido de béisbol. And he goes, I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Like, don't you understand? There's no winning and losing in war. So I thought that was a pretty good answer. Again, that doesn't mean I agree with the guy on everything he says, but I'm against war, period, personally. So I'm kind of a hippie in that way. And I don't think anybody would call Donald Trump a hippie. All right, well, let's give him a listen. Like him or not, he gets your attention.
If I'm president, I will have that war settled in one day, 24 hours. They both have weaknesses and they both have strengths. And within 24 hours, that war will be settled. It'll be over. I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. And we don't have time for the jingle, but it's Name That Lyric. It's Boy George, I tumble for ya, I tumble for ya. We looked at the word tumble when we were talking about gymnastics. So, rodeo, me tiro por ti. I tumble, me caigo por ti. I tumble for ya. I'm sure you recognize the song. It's got a very catchy chorus. El estribillo, the chorus is very catchy. You can Google the lyrics, Boy George, I'll tumble for you. And thank you to all of you for bringing the magic every day. And we'll be back tomorrow with more, I promise. Woo! Come on, get up and dance with me. Let's tumble together. Yeah! Oh!